I'm Gautam, aka the Seeker of Wisdom. I'm a manifestation coach, and in this video, we're going to be talking a little bit about pulling yourself out of a negative state of mind. Now, before I do so, I'd like to remind you guys I am available for coaching. So, I offer hourly, monthly, email, and DM coaching along with premium coaching right now. So, the links for that will be in the description down below, where you will have access to an FAQ page where you can find all the answers you need. And thereafter, you guys can reach out to me via Instagram or email for pricing information and to figure out what plans may be suitable for you. If you are following me on Insta, guys, definitely I would advise you to shoot me a DM rather than sending me an email, just because it's easier to communicate. So I just want to put it out there. If you guys have Facebook, I also have a Facebook group where I upload resources from time to time, as well as you guys can ask me questions anonymously if you wish to do so as well. And I also have a mailing list where I post articles from time to time, as well as my latest offers for coaching. And last but not least, I also have a bundle course right now, which is Manifest Your SP and Remove Your Third Party course. So this bundle has been being constantly updated. Initially it was just Manifest Your SP course, but right now I've also added my Remove Your Third Party mini course into it as well. So you guys are getting two courses. So those who bought the SP course initially are getting the Remove Your Third Party bundle for free. So this is what I always say: if you're buying the SP course, right, you're going to get constant updates for free. So definitely it's worth your investment. But essentially it's a course that's designed for beginners and veterans alike, that will bring you from the start of your journey till the end and beyond. So that is something that I have been working on for a long time. It has gone through beta testing. Every update I go through goes through some sort of a beta testing, honestly, and I always go through test it with people and make sure that it all works out before I even release those courses, guys. So definitely check it out if you are in the market for a course. I'm definitely going to be doing more courses, but if you are buying the SP course right now, all of that is going to be integrated into that, and it's going to become one big bundle. So it's a bargain, right? If you buy it right now, you're going to get those free updates for free. So definitely it's worth it. So if you guys have any questions on that, just let me know. And depending, I might throw in an offer. When you guys buy it, I might throw in a hour call or a half an hour call, depending on the offer that I'm running. So be sure to check with me before you guys even purchase it, and I'll give you guys a code as well. So guys, without further ado, let's get to it. So what kind of prompted this video was a Google survey suggestions, and also I was just talking to one of my clients and they kind of brought it up too. So I was like, you know what, maybe this is my sign to kind of talk about it. And that is, how do you pull yourself out of a negative spiral or a rut of sorts, right? So I was telling this client, well, good news is that only thoughts create your reality, right? What do I always say, right? Like, the 5 basics of manifesting is: your thoughts create your reality, circumstances do not matter, you are the only one with free will, so everyone else has to conform, thought transmissions are real, and last but not least, there's always movement behind the scenes, right? So like, I always come at it from that perspective. So it's, feelings are irrelevant, right? If you are feeling like just like meh kind of thing, or if you are like well, this is never going to happen, and you are crying and things like that, guess what, it's not going to hinder your manifestations in any way, provided you are thinking favorably, your thoughts are in the right place. If your thoughts are in the right place, and if you're crying, it's fine, let it out of your system, it's completely fine, right? So that's what I was telling this client. And then we were talking, and as like the survey form said this as well, I don't really know how to pull myself out of such situations, and like, what do I do exactly, like how do I pull myself out of a situation where like nothing seems to be working out for me, and like how do I pull myself out of that place mentally, right? Because I can't like go through with it. And what I always tell people is, and this was not an extreme case, I believe, right? Like, okay, if you guys have like some sort of like depression or anxiety or stuff like that, seek medical help, right? Like, manifestation is not a substitution for medical help, right? Like, I know coaches make it abundantly clear, but yet I know there's some sort of like people always try to kind of help themselves and things like that. But if you need help, right, go for it. If you really need it, go for it. You deserve it, you really deserve it. Okay, So really help yourselves there. But having said that, if it's just like just a phase you're going through right now, one way is like gratitude, right? I always say this, like, think about all the things that are around you, even if it's something small. you know um, be grateful for it, like have a gratitude journal. That really helps. But I think one thing that I was recently talking about with my client was, and I made a post about this too, was the power of smiling, right? And I've kind of known this intuitively. That's the thing, like, it's not like this is like some newfound thing, right? I didn't discover it per se, right? Even for me, right, I always kind of knew it, but for some reason, implementation wise, it was only very recent. And I was talking about this with a client. I was like, okay, how about whenever you are in that kind of state, I want you to just smile. Close your eyes, sit down, smile. All right, like literally, like just smile. Go ahead, see what happens. Can you, go into the negative spiral? And she was like, no, I can't. Like, okay, like it feels like there's a block there. The smile prevents the block there, right? Scientifically speaking, smile has a lot of benefits, right? It improves your longevity, and things like that, right? There's a lot of benefits. I can't like list out everything right now, but it's really good for the body, right? So it really triggers all those, like I think neurologically it does something as well, and it also helps you to excrete like certain things in your body that are good for you. And I need to go and check. I'm pretty sure it's not dopamine, but I know it's something else. I made a post on it, so I kind of made a research about it, but the names aren't coming for me, so forgive me that. But you can just like literally type in like the benefits of smile, and it's all there, right? So it's proven scientifically that okay, it can help you, right? But from a manifesting perspective, like one thing I realized was you can't think negatively when you are smiling. Not just that, but when you are like just smiling, right, and you're thinking about something favorable, it grows. And that was very powerful, right? That was what I was explaining to my client, right? Like I was like, you notice how it grows? And she was like, yes, it does. And that was really like like an aha moment for me as well when I did it. So what I would say is that you just close your eyes, just breathe out and literally smile, right? Like this is what I would do. I would just literally smile. I know I can't see my face right now, but like this is what I would do, right? Or just like just right, like I normally when I smile, like I have my like just that white smile, but I just like smile, right? Like I know it sounds like weird, especially when you're sitting down, but even if someone walks in, like you can just tell them, right, like okay, hey, I am doing this because it makes me feel good, and it helps me to positively spiral. If anything, maybe you should try it too, right? Bring them in, right? Anyways, so this is what I did, and what I realized was I know my mind started to pick things that I can be happy about, right? And it really developed my momentum, right? And what this does is to cut that spiral, right, and neutralize it, quell your mind. Not just that, even take a step further and go beyond that. And I felt like that was so helpful, right? And it really helps you notice all the favorable things. It really helps you notice all the positive things. And then thereafter you guys can do like your gratitude journal, as I said earlier. And I think like you would do it with a huge shift, right? If you guys are not into affirming in the morning or visualizing and things like that, if it's not your forte, if it's not your cup of tea, that's completely fine. But I will definitely ask you guys to try this at least, right? In fact, like I would always say, like visualize, smile, affirm, and things like that. But if you guys can't do that, at least wake up for the first 5 to 10 minutes, like even before you look at your phone and things like that. Just take a deep breath in and out, just relax yourself, smile, right? Even before you go to bed, as you're going to bed, smile, right? What this does is that it builds up positive momentum, and I assure you, when you walk into that day, it's going to be one of the best days that you guys have ever been in your life, like ever experienced in your life, right? I guarantee that, right? There's no way you can start that day that positive and for it to like not go any other way but absolutely positive, right? Overall, at least. So definitely what it does is that it definitely builds up the positive momentum, right? We always have heard like smiles are contagious, right? And we always have taken it in the meaning that okay, when you see someone smile, you smile back, and that's how it kind of spreads. But I also feel like the hidden kind of meaning that I always remember from the time I had that realization was a smile literally is contagious, because it like just spreads all the positive thoughts into my mind, and because everyone is being pushed out, they're gonna all like reflect that back to me as well. So that was my kind of big takeaway from that. And it has never been the same for me since. Even if I'm feeling like I have my days too, like I've not really like publicly shared this because this was like really kind of personal, but let's just say there were two deaths. One was like a close one, and one was like somewhat of a stranger, but I kind of know them. I think it was like a couple of weeks back, right? And not say like it wrecked me or anything like that, but I was like, oh, like I was kind of bummed out, especially the kind of stranger. Like I used to speak to this person from time to time, and I kind of learned about this person's passing. Maybe like I think last week, I believe, and I was like, oh, and it was a natural kind of thing, right? Like it was a natural death, and there was like no ill-fated incidents of any sorts or whatsoever. But I always tell my friends like, but still, like it always like kind of sucks to say goodbye sometimes, right? It was one of those kind of situations, and I remember, think about the good times you had with that person, the interactions, right? And I just kind of smiled, and I remember like I just sat there and thought about it, and I was like, that momentum just shifted, and I was like, wherever this person is right now, right, regardless of my beliefs of afterlife and whatnot, I was like, the person's in a good place. I know it, I feel it, and I just went into the day, everything was great, and yeah. But I really wanted to say this because I want to give you guys an example of how I used it. And sometimes, especially like these days, the weather is kind of cold. I've been having like running nose or something the other time. I was really kind of feeling like almost like in a very moody way. I was like, like go away, I'm tired type of thing, right? Like that was the kind of vibe I was in. And what I did was, okay, I was like, okay, I was sitting down. I was like, okay, let's try this right now. And then I was like, okay, smile, right, smile. Surprisingly, things started to change. Not just that, but I actually got better really quickly as well. Like within a day, I actually recovered, which doesn't really happen for me, right? So that was something that really helped me. And I was like, and one thing, this is really weird, but one thing that really happened when I started smiling during those kinds of sessions I do was, when I smiled, there's like a shift in energy. I can feel it. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's like I can feel that momentum for sure in my body, right? And there's a chance that some of you may have felt this too, right? As you are smiling, like you would definitely start to see the shift, right? Like it's somewhere in my is abdominal area, I guess, but I definitely started to feel the shift in energy for sure, right? And this happened a couple times for me to like I took note of it definitely, because I was closing my eyes, right? So I could like just feel my body, and I could definitely feel the shift there. So it definitely has a lot of health benefits, scientifically proven. And it also like brings up a lot of positive momentum. It really builds up thoughts wise as well. So I feel like it's a great thing for you guys to incorporate. It really comes into play into healing, which I will talk about in the upcoming weeks as well for sure, because I'm really kind of passionate about that topic as well. So yeah, guys, that's all from me. I know this is like quote unquote a shorter video for my standards, but I hope this resonated with you guys. And if it did, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Subscribe if you guys have not done so yet, and be sure to turn on the bell notification so that you guys will know when I upload a new video every single week. And guys, thank you so much for all of your support and love that I receive all the time, be it here on Twitter, on TikTok, or Instagram, or any other kind of channel. I try to respond to as many people as I can. The best way to reach out to me for coaching inquiries is through my emails or my Instagrams. But if you guys just want to say hi or something, just drop it down on a comment below, either here on Insta or on Twitter even. Right? I'm kind of new to the Twitter space. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm really kind of enjoying it. Like reading all the manifestation tweets and whatnot. So if you guys are on Twitter, be sure to follow me. The link will be in the description for that as well. So guys, take care and stay safe and happy manifesting. Peace.